Okay, so after a very successful Curse of the Moon 1, it was it didn't have to happen. It didn't need to be, but they made a Curse of the Moon 2, and they made it 2-player, and it's very cool to play with another person. It's also drastically harder. Like, I cannot. We're maybe past Castlevania 3 hard on some of this stuff. At least with 2 players. There's a lot of exploits that you can do to these 2 players, but there's also a lot of things. It's like better to just press select and just do the classic legend mystical ninja thing where when things are jumps and stuff are involved. And hell, half the damn game is like bottomless pits these days, and so it's just I guess they took the criticism from Curse of the Moon 1 being too easy to heart. This sucker is a bad little bastard, and I don't want to get too much into spoilers, but there's like a ton of characters. There's a lot of characters, so it's and then you can move between, the 2 players can move between all of these damn characters, and hell, it might be so much work to switch from one character to the next that you're kind of pausing the game while in the middle of you're pressing the R bumper and the other person's jumping or whatever, and get screwed up and die. It's just you gotta coordinate your ass off for this to happen. But it's something that, bro, I had a blast. I had a blast like that. The heck of it back with playing it. But it's also to the point where it's just frustrating. And so while I just blasted through freaking Curse of the Moon 1 in just like an afternoon or something, this one I worked my ass off for. And not only is there a ton of characters, there's like it's not mandatory next game pluses, but there's a ton of extra modes, and there's like stories that go on, and so there's multiple game plus things. I think at least 4, maybe there's 5 of them that you could do. I did the one where everybody gets together. We got to get the band back together, and then go rescue everybody who's not in the band, and it's like someone randomized who's going to be where. And I did all that, and it was fun. The Indie Creates team is the people who made this. Later on, made a game. It was a Gal Guardians. They kept changing the damn name of it. It's old. That handles the 2-player a little bit better. It's still goofy, man. It's still a little goofy. But even if you looked at it just from a single-player game, the amount of platforming that they've added. When Castlevania isn't that particularly known. Well, it's not Castlevania officially, but it's not known for its platforming. But no, we're gonna have a shit ton of platforming. It's gonna be ridiculous. Now you've got the stuff like the dog. The dog's freaking great, and he can like hover and then he can move back and forth. It's gonna help your platforming out a lot. And then Dominique can jump extra high, which is as good as it is good. It's also it's bad too if you could screw that up real fast if you're not paying attention to the extra height she's getting. But there's a lot here. There's a lot. They added a lot over Curse of the Moon 1 and 2. And I would love to say to automatically recommend to anybody who's a Castlevania fan or even a Bloodstained fan that to play this. But it's so hard that I recommend to play the first one instead. Play the first one first, and then come back to this hard little shit later on. And of course, I play it with a other person. It's practically designed to be played with another person. Unless you just can't get enough for retro Castlevania style action, you're just ready to play it by yourself. Get a friend. And probably the chief complaint I have about this game is that okay, you get your friend, but it's like he's at his house. We're gonna play online, right? He's like, well, no, you're not. You're gonna go over to his house. There's no net code here, so it's just how it goes. And so if you look at right here, these guys, you can't even get to that thing up there at the top, even with 2 of them. Or there's a slidey thing right here. You've got to meet some of that stuff on the second playthrough. But when you're playing with 2 players, you can do bullshit that you should not be able to do. Like one can get on the other one's head, and then the other one can jump, and then the first one can like then jump off of him to get like a big ass jump to get where you're not supposed to be. All kinds of treachery. And the same goes for bottomless pits and stuff too. He's like, oh, you just sitting on like some guy's head, and he just jumps on a pit cliff or presses the wrong button and just gets knocked in. He's dead. And so this forces this very kind of conscientious gameplay for the opportunity to be assholes later on. But you know what? Multiplayer games like this, or at least 2 players, they're kind of rare. And so if you got them, man, let's go and get it. Now, I can't recommend this because of the difficulty. If know it going in, and you're going to be frustrated because it's rough as shit. But if you like pain and misery, man, and you got another friend who likes pain and misery, y'all could be miserable together. One of you could be named Pain, and the other one could be named Misery. Sato and Maso can be together. S&M. So it's a beefy ass game here. I can't remember the price of it. Get it on discount just in case, so you don't feel like you're getting ripped off when you can't get off of like level 4 or whatever it is. The fire level will be the end of your ass. But I got through it, and I did like most of those new game classes. I didn't do all of them, but it was fun, and you and your partner kind of get like, you kind of go over, well, I'm this guy and you're that guy, and it's like, I'll be the shooty guy, and oh well, Doggo's my main guy. I'm Doggo. I have to be the Doggo. But a good game overall, just too damn hard.